that I'd like, this is Art here, and I'd like to try something and see if I can play it, see if you can hear it.
How do I send a link to that?
Okay.
I gotta do it. I gotta go like the
53 p.m. 2 notifications.
so I'm gonna be able to join it because that's what friends do. Take you.
Phyllis, do you need me to send you the link?
Pardon?
Phyllis, do you need me to send you the link?
No, I'm on the phone now, so there's no, as long as I'm on the phone, that's all that matters.
Okay.
Thanks
Okay.
anyhow. I did get the link, but I can't get on my computer. And I tried it on my iPhone and I just couldn't get through.
Oh, okay.
I just sent.
Is that,
Hi,
is that
Rosemary.
Phyllis? Rosemary? Hi.
Hi, Rosemary.
Phyllis from Port Huron.
Yeah.
I still can't pronounce.
Nancy, I just sent David S. the same text, so I just sent him the link to the Zoom meeting.
This is Art Turner here. And
Hi,
Hi, Art.
Art.
I'm going to try something here to see if it works, see if you can hear this.
Okay.
Yep. Welcome to
Yep,
winter
I can
camp.
hear it.
We hear it. Yeah.
Okay.
Is that me?
I think it is. That's Tyrone. Yep.
That could be me, could it?
That could be.
It could
Hey,
be.
You Ty,
Hey, Wayne.
how you doing? Missing you.
Yeah, I've been hibernating.
Yeah, we all have pretty much.
Yep.
The part what Miss Kathy told me about camp this coming winter. Okay.
Rosemary.
Yeah, that's what we're doing pretty much. Because the campsite. I'm gonna explain to Mom real quick what you said to me, Kathy.
All right. Do you want to mute yourself?
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do, honey.
Okay.
Yep. No, I'll mute ourselves.
That Tyrone?
That's me.
Okay.
Hi, Tyrone, it's Phyllis.
Hi, Phyllis. How you doing, girlfriend?
Long time no hear.
I know. Long time no see or something.
Yeah, I know. Miss you guys.
I miss you guys too so much. Yep. Yep. But
Well, hopefully maybe next year, let's keep our fingers crossed that we can do a face-to-face convention.
you got it. That's what I'm hoping. That's what I'm hoping.
Oh my.
Yeah.
But the
Yeah.
convention was great this year.
Oh, it was excellent this year.
Yeah.
Hi.
Gwendolyn.
Hi.
Howdy.
Yeah, the convention was really super good this year.
See, this is just like camp.
Now,
How
what do
crazy
you
can we get? You know?
what do you want to do on Candy Crush?
So, Tyrone, did you guys have an ABVI convention virtually?
Okay.
Yeah, we had a,
Rumble.
yes, we did. We had an MCBVI convention and it was great this year.
I gotta do some of the.
When does that happen? When does
I
that
hope we
occur?
got the right one.
That happened in October.
October 14th to the 16th.
Right.
I enjoyed your music, even though that you wasn't live to doing it. I really enjoyed it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, thank you, honey. Well, you know what?
Yes.
You guys are my favorites, and I couldn't do it without you guys. And when I get my first $1 billion or $1 million, I'm gonna come and scoop you all up, and we're going out to Disney World.
That sounds good.
You're right. Okay. We'll all be way too old by that time, Tyrone.
Yeah, right.
I think our ship's in the lake somewhere.
Oh boy. Yep. So
Unless you get a real quick break here somehow.
I'm gonna do a Facebook concert on December 4th, you guys.
Oh, are you?
Right at
Okay.
home. Yeah, right at home.
Sounds cool. Tyrone, you can take me to Disneyland, Disney World. I'll go with you.
You will?
Yeah, I'll go with you, honey.
All right. Yep. Take Rosemary and I'll take
I don't know how to do it to set it up.
our Indiana girl with us.
You're taking the Pontiac girl, Gwendolyn.
Oh, okay.
I'm in Pontiac, darling.
Art Turner, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing great.
I need
Very
to come
pleased to
back
be here
church.
today.
Is your church open now?
Well, we've been open in some respects through the entire crisis. We've been using a telephone worship service online, or telephone service, and
Okay.
playing music online. We just discovered a few weeks ago, a couple months ago now, how we can play music online. Before that, it was terrible. Now we've got good music online for our sound.
Great. Hi, Marion.
Hi, how are you?
Well, good, darling. You?
Okay.
You're looking good.
Okay. I don't know about all of that.
Oh, yeah.
With some
Marion's
nasty
birthday
tissue
is
with a little
tomorrow, y'all.
sanitizer from the glasses. Because they're dirty.
Okay.
We'll
Do I
have
have
to
to
sing
stop?
happy birthday. You want to do that now? or
Thank
later?
you.
Her birthday's tomorrow, and I'm gonna take her out to dinner.
Woo.
Okay.
Who else
We're
just joined
going,
us?
Buy a steak and lobster.
we're going on a blind date.
Oh. How's everybody?
Good. Who else just joined
Okay,
us?
who's all on now?
Somebody just joined.
Whose number
with a
ends in
313 area code.
3670?
Linda.
Hi,
Hi,
Linda.
Linda.
Linda Brown,
Hi
right?
there, everybody.
Okay.
Hi.
Linda. Linda on my mind.
Hey, look at that.
Hey, all right.
Okay, so let's see who's on
Let's
right
start.
now. It's Roger Bossy, Kathy Koenig, Gwen Casey, Tyrone, Linda Brown, Phyllis from Port Huron, and Wayne,
Wayne Laporte, yeah.
her brother
Now what
Wayne,
do I do, Mom?
and Art,
I have to play my
Sure.
game like normal and it'll
Mike Struan, Marion Ward, and Rosemarie.
Okay,
All right.
we have a good crew so far.
Hey, there's Mike.
Mhm.
team. Okay.
Mike, how are you feeling? You've been pretty sick recently.
I'm done at team, I think.
Who's been sick?
Mike Struan.
Mike
I'm
Stewart.
so sorry.
Oh, yeah, Mike. Yeah, I forgot he was on here. He's our red desk guy.
Right.
Yeah. Hi, Mike. Hi, Art. Hi, Mr. Bossy.
Uh-huh.
Hello.
Hey, you guys, isn't there something with technology?
What kind of
I mean-
technology?
Who would ever
Hi,
thought we'd be
Linda.
doing something like this?
Oh, yeah.
Huh?
Hi. I'm just saying hi.
Oh, hi.
You made it.
Yep, sure did.
Hi, Linda.
Hi there.
Oh, this is Margaret.
Hi,
Hi,
Margaret.
Margaret.
Margaret, how
Hi,
do you?
Yeager.
Hi, Oak.
Hi, how are you?
I'm very good. How are you?
Okay.
That must be Marion Ward.
No, yes, I'm Marion Ward. Yes. Hi. How are you,
Hi,
Margaret?
Marion.
I'm
Okay.
very fine.
Okay.
I had a lot of trouble getting through, though.
Really?
Yeah.
What was
Yeah, because at first they were saying the ID number was wrong, but then I got it. You know, they finally took it. You know.
Uh-huh. Well,
I have it on my iPad.
I kept trying, and I thought I'm going to try one more time, and if it don't go through, I'll just have to give up.
I'm hungry.
We're glad you made it.
What?
Yeah. How many are there, and who's there?
We're at 12 right now.
Good.
we've got
Who just
Rosemary.
said they were hungry?
Tyrone.
I'm
Hey,
hungry.
Tyrone.
We'll let you go get something to eat.
Well, I'm gonna do that after the meeting. Meeting first.
Mm.
So Margaret, we have Gwen Casey, Tyrone, Art Turner, Linda Brown, Marion Ward, Phyllis, and Wayne from Port Huron. And let's see, Mike Struan, our EMT,
Right.
jumping around. Looks like Andrea Ordway joined us, and Rosemarie. Who'd I miss?
Well, that's wonderful. Well, hello to every one of you, and I certainly have always enjoyed being with all of you at winter camp, but last year or the time before was my last time to come.
Oh,
I don't walk as good as I used to, but you know, at 96, I'm still in my own house. I do my own cooking and whatever.
My goodness.
Hi, Randy.
beautiful.
And I want to tell you, Thursday was Veterans Day. I am not a veteran, and neither is my husband. But I went to put my snow shovel out on my front porch, and here was a complete chicken dinner. I have no idea who left it for me.
Oh, that's
Jackie.
nice.
I even called my neighbor thinking possibly they'd brought it to a wrong house, but she said no.
Wow, that's great.
Okay.
That was
People are
super.
good.
I
So
think
I was
Jackie
glad.
just joined us.
Hello, everybody.
Hi,
Hi,
Jackie.
Jackie.
Hello.
Jackie and Sherry.
Hi, Jackie.
Hi.
Sherry. Hi, Sherry.
Hi, Hi, Sherry. Marion, how are you?
Hi, Carrie.
Good, and you?
Okay.
Looks like Dan Bass joined us. Dan
It's
Bass.
been snowing off and on a little, they say.
Yeah, it's
but-
snowing down here in Battle Creek too.
Have you?
Oh,
I like.
That's all right. It's time we get it.
You probably get a lot more out there where you live, Margaret.
Yes, I get enough.
yep.
But I
Well-
have two big maple trees in my front yard, and so I have been out raking leaves occasionally and have had to pay a yard man to come and rake and carry them off because in my neighborhood we cannot burn nor can we, they don't pick up because I am just outside the city limits in the township.
Oh,
Yeah.
But
I'm
that's
looking for
Mother
someone to
Nature.
pick up my leaves. I'm a little late.
Hi, Jackie.
hey, Tyrone.
Sherry.
Hello, Ty.
Hi,
Okay.
Tyrone.
I had a birthday. I am now 68 years old.
Well,
We know that.
Lord.
Tyrone,
Thank the
happy
Lord.
birthday.
Sherry.
You're an old
Sherry and Jackie, how are you all doing? This is Marion speaking. How are you doing?
Doing good,
I'm
Marion.
doing good.
How are
And
you?
Oh, doing okay. Got wasted
Oh.
last night, but I'm okay.
Wasted out.
Oh, wow. Terrible.
Welcome to
No, celebrate my birthday
Oh, so you just
Tomorrow.
7-0, huh?
tomorrow. Yep.
Oh, okay.
Well, happy birthday,
Happy
Marion.
belated
Happy
birthday.
birthday.
Thank
Happy
you.
70.
Thank
Wow.
you. It's not belated, Jackie. It's tomorrow.
Well, happy birthday. Okay.
Thank you
okay.
so much, everybody.
Well, happy
bless you.
birthday to
Many
both
more.
Marion and belatedly to Tyrone, since you guys are all
Okay,
getting
yeah,
older.
belated to the.
Hey, I had a
Well,
birthday. I had a birthday.
I hope I look as good as you, Marion, when I'm 70.
So
Oh.
Tyrone, when was your birthday?
October 25th. It was on a cold, rainy Monday. I closed the city hall. I closed all schools, and everybody partied.
Oh.
Well,
All right.
There you go.
Yep.
Tyrone, I turned 68 as well.
Okay, y'all hang on a minute.
Wow. Okay, good, Raj.
So you and I are the same boat,
Yep, you got
Oh,
it, buddy.
wow.
collecting that
Okay.
Medicare.
Hey, you guys, we're
All
we're
right.
all getting, and the good part about it, you guys, is we're all getting social security.
Yes.
Yeah, mine was 6 days before Tyrone's, and I was 74.
No way,
Oh,
Wayne.
good. Oh,
Wow.
Okay.
great. Happy belated birthday.
Thank
And
you.
Sherry's coming up here pretty soon, December 1st.
December 1st.
She'll be
Well,
20.
That's why I told Tyrone and Wayne that we'd all be too old before he made his million, to take us all to just.
Right.
Yeah, I know. See now, you guys,
Because some of us are older than Tyrone.
this is just like winter camp. This is,
I'm still the youngest of the group.
Okay.
I'm only 29, people.
I only
Oh,
have
you are.
Right.
You are.
All right, let's start the meeting, you guys.
Yeah, let's go ahead and get started. We may have some more people join us, but why don't we, it's 1:07. And
Okay.
so we've, Art is with us today and has agreed to start off with a devotional. So thank you, Art, and why don't you go ahead?
Okay. I'd like to start off with this.
One more time, y'all. Come on. Welcome to winter camp. Everybody. Welcome to winter camp. And who's here? The cadets are here and the lions are here. Welcome to winter camp. All right. Wow,
So
that
you-
was great.
That
Wow,
was cool.
that was cool.
So welcome to winter camp. And as I reflected upon this, that a song that we use in the Methodist tradition came to mind. It is very clearly Christian, but I want to pick out a few verses of it that is particularly, I think, appropriate to our winter camp gathering. It's called "And Are We Yet Alive?" And I will omit some of the most Christian things, but even in that, it's apologies to anybody with a non-Christian tradition. And are we yet alive and see each other's face? Glory and thanks to Jesus give for his almighty grace. What troubles have we seen? What mighty conflicts past? Fightings without and fears within, since we assembled last. Yet out of all the Lord hath brought us by his love, and still his help doth afford, and hides us in our life above.
17 minutes ago.
And I just seemed very appropriate that in this period with missing camp for a year with the COVID and having these winter camp chats, that we have been through a lot, and yet we gather to, quote, see each other's face. And we celebrate that and we praise God for that. That, yes, we've been through a lot, and there's still going through a lot. And we will be talking, I'm sure, more about that later on, but that still with us, God is with us and through all of this. And we celebrate that we can, quote, see each other's face. And it's really great to do that. And so we lift that before each other and God. So let's turn to God in a few moments of prayer. Dear Lord God, we are gathered having endured difficulties and challenges throughout this year. The challenges of being separated by this COVID virus, and the way the virus has affected all of our lives. And yet we do still give you praise. We do celebrate that we can gather here. And we ask your blessing upon our time here, upon our voices, upon our discussion, and upon our situation. And we give you all the glory. Amen.
Amen.
Okay, thank you. Roger, back to you.
Okay, well, welcome everybody again. And I see we have Bill Chapman joined us a little bit ago. Susan Radke is trying to connect, and apparently the smartphone one tab mobile link isn't working. And so we're hoping people go ahead and try the phone if they don't have an iPad or a computer to use. So we've got instructions for people to call us if they're having trouble, so we can recommend that. And
Someone just joined us.
so we'll see what happens.
Who just came in? 313-282-0691. Hello?
Oh, hello. I have to find the unmute button. This is Pauline Smith
All right,
from
welcome.
Detroit.
Hi, Pauline.
Okay.
Hi, Pauline.
And somebody
Hi,
else.
Pauline.
Good afternoon, all.
Hey, Pauline.
And somebody else gets joined with 0006. Oh, Susan. Okay, great. Glad you made it.
Yeah, hi.
Hi, Susan.
Hi.
So I'm going to run
Hi,
through the
Susan.
list of people we have on the call right now, just so everybody knows. We've had a few more people join. We've got Roger Bossy and Kathy Koning. We've got Bill Chapman, Marion Ward, Susan Radke, Art Turner, Phyllis and Wayne from Port Huron. We have Pauline, we have Jackie and Sherry Bradley, Linda Brown, Margaret Honeyacre, Andrea Ordaway, Dan Bassett, Gwen Casey, Rosemary, and Tyrone Hamilton. And somebody else just joined with an 0691 number. Can you let us know who you are?
Sound like they're having problems.
So well, anyway, let's go ahead and get started. And I hope you've all been well. I know it's been tough, as Art said. We've been through a lot, and it seems like we continue to go through a lot. Even though it seems like it ought to be getting better, in Michigan especially, it doesn't seem to be. So I don't know, I think a lot of it has to do with, in certain areas, people are not really wanting to get vaccinated. And even though we've got people that are vaccinated that have been sick, have gotten sick, they're not as sick as they might be. So that's the saving grace of the vaccine. It doesn't keep us from getting sick, but hopefully not as sick if we have to catch it. So that, I guess that brings me to, and I hate to start off with negative news, but we've kind of talked about it a little bit with a couple of folks. And sorry, my phone's. Hang on just a minute. Joe Stewart's trying to call me.
Well, while Roger disappears on the phone, I'll give you the
I'm
winter
on the
camp
phone.
update. Those who arrived early already heard part of the update that winter camp is held at the Outdoor Education Center, which is part of Battle Creek Community Schools. And therefore, their school district makes the rules as to whether we can have on-site meetings or, day camp versus overnight camp. And at this point, the COVID rate is at such a level that we cannot do overnight camp. And we started looking at other options for maybe using the usual winter camp facility for the daytime and hotels for the evening, but then we needed transportation back and forth between camp and the hotels. And the cost goes up and the logistics gets more complicated. And so at this point, we are planning on doing it as virtual camp again. As sad as we are that we won't be able to hug our friends and hang out in the lounge and things like that, at least we'll still be able to meet in a virtual format and connect with each other, catch up with each other. And of course, we're open to any feedback from last year, what you liked about virtual camp, what you thought we could do better, so that we can make this year's camp, virtual camp, even better than last year. And I know one of the things that we got feedback on last year was that the instructions for the craft were a little bit complicated. So we're taking suggestions for crafts, but Denise is also working on brainstorming things that can be easily done, either with supplies around the house or things we can ship out to you like we did last year. I know some of you guys do online bingo. And so we'd like to incorporate online bingo. So if you do online bingo and you have a site that you really like, that's really easy to use, throw that at us. Yeah, it's a really tough decision, but with the way things are right now, it's full of tough decisions. We want to make sure that everyone stays healthy and can make it to Winter Camp 2023. So.
Yes, thank you, Kathy. I guess just as the way they arrived at this decision, and actually the folks at the camp, Matthew and Amy, just told us this about a week ago, just 1 week ago on a Saturday when we were there for a cleanup, and they were very they didn't know how to tell us actually. They were shocked that they had been informed that this was going to be the case, although I think they suspected it. But the way they make this decision is that they look at community transmission and based on positivity rates of COVID. And so there are 4 categories of community transmission. There's low, moderate, substantial, and high. And basically since October, the transmission rate has been in the high range based on positivity, and basically Berry County is of the surrounding counties is really the worst. And so they're essentially the threshold for high community transmission is greater than 10%. They are currently at 26.8%.
Wow.
So almost a third of their population is positive for COVID in Berry County. And essentially the school makes the decision for the county in which the facility resides. They use those numbers. But even if it was in Calhoun County, it was above the threshold. So like 14.3. So that's kind of the decision, and their concern is that they aren't going to be able, that number won't go down enough to be able to hold residential camp. And that number that they're shooting for would be like less than 8%. So you're looking at trying to go from 27% down to 8% by February. And so they just don't feel that it's going to happen. And they've basically advised them that they won't be able to hold any residents. So that's it. We were very sad to hear that, obviously. But we also want to make sure that everybody stays safe, and
sure,
we just don't want to take any chances with anybody's health. So
that's a good thing. That's a good thing.
Yep. That's what we've been hearing on the news also, is that the number of people getting the virus is really going up. And our area in the Metro Detroit area is very high right now, and they're thinking that this new surge may not even be over until another 3 or 4 months. So yeah, we understand, But let me ask something. This is Linda. What about having camp in the summer? Is that a possibility?
Well, in the summer, and I think Jack Brewer is on the call, at least, and certainly Rosemarie is, who run the camp in the summer, and over in Muskegon. And in June and July and even August, the numbers were in a favorable range to have gatherings. It's just gone up since then. So I would say that, because they did actually have camp this summer. And Gwen was telling us about it, and I think Rosemarie told us about it at our last meeting. And
yes, we did do the summer camp, and we required everybody be vaccinated who came. And I think we had, I'd say 9 campers. We had, some very small group this year, but everybody had a lot of fun, and we were able to do the things we would normally do. And so it worked out, pretty well, because we limited our numbers to, to only certain, I think it was 20 people is what we limited it to. And I think we ended up with, I don't remember exactly how many, but it was a small group, and we had a lot of fun. So, But like Roger's saying, at that time, our numbers were way down and we were able to, to convene and do that. But if they're going up like this, especially that high, it's much more safer to not do camp.
Yeah.
Yes,
this-
indeed. And
This Jack, we were, our biggest problem was transportation. There's no bus service or public service in Muskegon. And we weren't really prepared to go to Grand Rapids and pick people up. Way things go, we'll probably have to see what we can arrange something from Grand Rapids because they can get a bus to Grand Rapids, but there's no train in Muskegon. There's no one person can get by plane.
Yeah, no Greyhound. The only way you can get to Muskegon is to fly or have somebody drive you. But we're going to try to coordinate with Grand Rapids people to see if we can, get some transportation going from there to straight up to the camp. But that's like over an hour's drive. So people need to be, aware of that. And, we're trying to do the best we can to accommodate, because this year we didn't have time enough to arrange anything different because of the time constraints, when we had to make the decision as to when we were going to have camp. Hopefully this year, if, by the time like April or May, if numbers are still down and it looks like that's going to be true through the month of August, then we have more time to prepare.
We might want to put out the transportation request, not just to Grand Rapids, but to all of C1. Grand Rapids and Rockford both have pretty large groups. And there's could be other people halfway in between who might be willing to drive into Grand Rapids and then out to Muskegon. Just a thought, if we start at the top with the district governor.
Well, yeah, that's a great idea too. And both Jack and I are Lions, so we can, explore that as well.
I think it's a great idea. And the other alternative is to, as somebody mentioned a little while ago, we could look into charter, like a charter. So you could basically pick anybody up that comes in. If there's a common arrival time for, say, a group of people that are, a larger group, maybe a charter could be rented, and used as well.
Yeah, we did a few years ago, take a bus to Detroit and pick up the people. But we had to deadhead to Detroit, and we had deadhead back home. And we were donated the bus, but it still cost $250 a mile to operate it. And it blew my budget right out of sight. I was 3 years recuperating.
No, but if we just do one from Grand Rapids to Muskegon, again, it depends on how many people would be there as to whether it's worth doing a charter, number one. Number two, we could leave from the Grand Rapids bus terminal anytime that we know we have that group of people, even if the people who usually are driven by Lions up to camp, if they want to all gather in one place and we have like 15 people, that wouldn't be a bad, deal. But when you're having like just, like 5, 6, 7 people, to charter a bus may not be, financially sound.
So we would not be able to have camp right outside of Battle Creek like we have winter camp. That camp is being used for some other group in the summer.
Yeah. Well, that's that's a possibility. We could look into that. I guess we've been so tied into doing it in the winter. Maybe we hadn't thought about that, but that's certainly an option to look at.
You probably need to know the formulary.
That's what I was thinking of when I asked the question first. But yeah, that'll be good, and we'd be able to go on the train, which I love the train ride. But yeah, that was a lot of fun too.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we have to do what we have to do.
Yes, indeed. We had 9 people at the camp for summer camp last year. It was a lot of fun. This is Andrea.
The nice thing about the summer camp in Muskegon is that you guys have motorboats and all sorts of crazy things going on, for like water activities and things. I'm not sure what all you do over there, I haven't ever actually been.
Yeah, I was tied up. My sister passed away, so I had to leave Saturday and go to the funeral and stuff. And so, but I was there Friday night and I was there Saturday night to feed him again and had a campfire going. The camp director said we had as many volunteers as people, blind people, but they all had. And when you know, when people come to the camp, helpers, they have as much fun as the blind people.
Oh, yeah.
So.
Oh, yeah.
No, we do have pontoon boat rides. We have swimming. We have, usually Carl, the camp director, he takes everybody on a hike through the woods. Of course, we have crafts, we have bingo. Those are, our usual. And, people can do pretty much what they want to do. If they just want to, gather down at the dock and hang out and chat, they can. And usually Friday night, we do a bonfire kind of thing. And, so we have s'mores and, so those are pretty much the kinds of things that we do for summer camp.
Yeah, everybody wants a picture taken with a bear. It's only about 15 foot high.
Yeah, and they generally have the Salvation Army camp too, but here the last few years they haven't had it.
So tell us about the Salvation Army camp, Marion. I know a few of people.
Okay, it's been a while, but like as Rosemary was saying, they have different swimming, boat, pontoon boat, the boats they can ride, outside activities and indoor activities and stuff too. But in the last couple of years, they haven't had it because of COVID. And they have that around about June. They used to have it in August, but they changed it to June. And they don't have that anymore right now.
So how many folks all know about the Salvation Army camp? And is that an option for the?
Well, see, they go by corps. Everybody, I'm sure the ones that went go by corps. Salvation Army corps is through them.
I see.
Rosemary, you know something about that.
Where is the Salvation Army camp held?
It goes through the Salvation Army corps in your district.
Oh, okay. So each different. So the Ann Arbor group of Salvation Army.
Somebody was talking a while ago. Who was talking? Sherry.
He just asked where was it held, and it was in Leonard, Michigan, right?
Oh, in Leonard, Michigan, right outside of Pontiac. Right outside of Pontiac, Leonard, Michigan. Yeah, you're right, Sherry.
It's for 4 days, not just, it's like from Monday to Thursday or Tuesday through Saturday. And we had at camp the blind with the seniors.
I think, let's see, Judy Franklin has gone to that, and her husband, right?
Yeah, Don and Judy know more about it than, because it's been a while since I've been, because I was going until my daughter got the age of 12, and then I had to stop going. So Don and Judy can tell you more or less, and Tyrone can tell you about it too.
Yeah, one of our volunteers now, her name's Susan Tom, Thom.
Yes.
She's from that area and is a retired optometrist, and she used to go to that camp every year, I think.
Right, and speak. Yes, she did. She's a good speaker.
And she's come to our camp for the last year we had it. I think the last 2 years she came and had a little session with folks. And so yeah, I mean, I think we should try to take advantage of any opportunities we have to get people together if they're happening, and so if it works out that we might be able to do something during the summertime at OEC, we don't want to get in the way of Jack Brewer's camp and Rosemary's camp, but you guys will be camping all the time.
Right.
Yeah, it's really difficult when you have, several summer camps going to make sure that you're scheduling at a time when other camps are not going at the same time. So, and how many summer camps do people really want to go to?
Right. You don't want to dilute it. I guess that's my feeling. You don't want to dilute it because that's kind of the nice thing about the winter camp is that, it's nothing but much else going on at the time. And it's just unfortunate that we've found ourselves in this situation that that the virus isn't going away and still presenting a danger to folks. So, yeah.
One other thought is scary to me is the Bear Lake camp. I'm not sure what their facilities are in the winter or what other things might take. It's on the other side of the state up at Lapeer, but and also what summer camps they might have there.
They have, I know it's primarily for youth. I'm not sure. We had a lot of conversation with the director last year when we were getting ready to do our virtual camp about how they did it, how they did some of the things. And, but I honestly can't tell you if they have adult camps or not. They have a lot of different types of camps. They have like deaf camp and, you know, low vision camp, and they have facilities for handicapped kids. It's a pretty big deal.
It's my impression that they do just organize kids camps, but I think the camp itself is available like in a for rent sort of situation for groups that want to come out and do a retreat. So that's where our winter camp group would be like guests on the property, but we could ask them if they could help us organize something. But again, you know, back to there's already things in June and July. Would we do May? Would we do September?
At this point, it would depend on what the numbers are, I guess. Still, you know.
Yeah, I think we're sort of stuck until we the numbers come down on the virus, because I know Pioneer follows the state regulations. They said being we're sort of private, we can get away with a little bit, but still, I don't think when you look at the numbers up there around 14. We have to wait till the numbers start coming down, and then we can get in some real hard work.
Right. Well, even then, it's kind of like, you know, I mean, we would have been wearing masks and social distancing as much as possible, even at the OEC, because that's why we had made the announcement that bunk space was going to be limited. Because they have, you know, they've marked the bunks off so that they're not right next to each other. And so, you know, this other place we looked at, you know, really they had some areas that were, that looked like they might be okay, but it was probably a limit of 20 people, you know, and so then it's kind of like, well, who comes and who doesn't, you know? So, so, you know, and then the other location that we looked at, which isn't too far away, the terrain and just the mobility around the buildings was difficult. We had Teresa Guest, right? Teresa Guest, and she said that it would be she felt for our population that is so used to the, you know, like the layout of winter camp, that it would be quite difficult to get around without like almost a person for every person that needed to get somewhere. You'd have to have a guide, because it's just not intuitive to go from one place to another. So anyway, so it just didn't seem like it was going to work out for us. So that was part of my decision as well to go virtual again this year. So as Kathy said, we're open to input. Hang on.
Everybody calls. Yeah.
This is Shirley trying to get.
Okay.
Well, I'm going to try to get our district 11A1. I'll try to get them to help.
One other thing.
Thanks, Tyrone.
One other thought that just crossed my mind in the discussion here, that the good response we've had for this Zoom chat, I see we've got nearly 20 people here today, would be to have we are in person, to have a Zoom chat for those who can't be there. Maybe a talent night, or maybe before one of the meals, to greet people who can't be there, who could be on the telephone Zoom.
Yes, and we could do that either as Zoom, where they would have to dial in, and then it would be interactive, Or we could do it just as like a Facebook Live where someone runs around with their camera phone and says, check it out. And everybody screams back, hello to the camera. You know?
Right.
And then
Well,
they just go to the Facebook page as opposed to having to get all of the Zoom timing.
Yeah, right.
So there's options.
Well, the only good thing about the meeting, having a virtual meeting, is that we can have Red Lobster in your own home. You can have
There you
lobster
go.
for dinner.
Right.
Yeah, yeah. But I like to be in person. I don't know. I'm
Hey,
hoping that
if you're buying Red Lobster, send me some.
I'm
Yeah.
telling you.
Be
I want
cold by the
shrimp,
time it
steak,
gets
and
there.
lobster.
yeah.
I don't care. I'll warm it up. I want some shrimp, some lobster, some steak, a loaded baked potato, and don't forget the biscuits.
Right.
You can just order all that from Omaha Steaks and then cook it yourself.
Oh, come
Yeah.
on. I want somebody to order it for me.
Well,
Well-
hey, we can order it and send it to you, but you still got to cook it.
I'm cooking. That's fine. I'm as a matter of fact, I'm cooking right now. I'm hungry.
So you guys,
Wait.
I think what I would like to do is for the summer camp, if we're gonna have it, Rosemary and Jack, if we're gonna have our summer camp, I will get our District 11A1. I'll be going to the meetings because I'm the prez. So I will go to the meeting and let them know about the summer camp, and maybe we can get a bus from Detroit to go next year, like we did that one year. So let me work on that for the summer. All right.
Okay, Tyrone, but like,
And
but if that doesn't work out, well, we need to know and enough time to try to make alternative arrangements. So.
Right. Well, you have to let me know that we're gonna have it or not, and then by April or May, and by April or May, that give us enough time to get something going.
Yeah, we'll check on the numbers and see how Muskegon County is looking, and if it's looking good, then we'll go ahead and work with that. If it's not, then we'll let you know. But like I
Right.
said, we have to kind of pay attention to our numbers as well.
Yeah.
But
Well,
being
you
we're
and
on
I
the
will
west
be-
side of the state
Yeah.
and less populated, our numbers may
Yeah.
be better.
Yeah. Now, a lot of the blind people, I can say this because it's true. I don't think a lot of blind people know about camping, how really camping is, because maybe they didn't go because a lot of them were upset about going to the bathroom, and at the bathroom were far away, and they couldn't get to it. But we always helped those that needed help. I would get up at 2 in the morning or 3 in the morning and help someone to the bathroom if they need to go.
And they're really not that far away, because the two main
No.
cabins that we use at our camp, the bathrooms are right between the two cabins.
Yeah.
And then those who are up near the lodge, it's just across the way, from the lodge, and it's just a short trip into the lodge to use, the bathroom there. So that we try to put, and then there's the one that's way on the upper levels, that if we need to put people up there, there's also a bathhouse up on
Right.
the more northern part of the camp.
man.
So that bathrooms are not really all that far away. It's just scary to go
Right.
outside to find it if you're not familiar. But like you said,
boy.
there's volunteers that in the women's cabin, we always have a sighted volunteer. In the men's cabin, we try to keep a sighted volunteer as well. And usually the people who stay in the cabins have a sighted person with them, so we try to be real cognizant of that when we
Well, we always
plan.
had Jack Brewer with us. So, Jack came in with us, and he'd take the fire bump in the back, and we would go that way. But
And right now our local Lions are trying to work with the Boys and Girls Club of America. And if we can get some of their cooperation, we may have some young people that can come up and help out as well.
That sounds great. That sounds great. Well, let's see how numbers go. Me and you, Rosemary, will be in contact with each other, and I'll get my district 11A1. I'll get them to know about what we're all about, and try to
And
get a bus.
11C1 will work on, trying to get some other, clubs to assist, the people from this side of the state. We don't usually have a great number of them, but if they're people, because, we have a group of people that are way down near Benton Harbor area that might be interested in coming if they can get transportation.
One notification.
Yeah. All right, let's try to do it. Let's see if we can do it. But going back to winter camp then, so no live winter camp this year, next year, virtual.
Right.
Well, the crafts that they did last year, virtual, that was pretty cool. So, they can do something like that. That'd be nice again.
Yeah.
And then, I think we did well. Yeah, I think we did well with all the presentations. And the gal who did the bird things, that was kind of fun too, to, have that.
Mm-hmm.
I
So
didn't care for the bird thing, but that's okay.
The bird thing kind of got a little wild and crazy. It was probably more side discussion than actual discussion, I think, during the bird presentation.
well, that's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yes.
But that's because the whoever the moderator is, they need to take more control over the discussions than they did.
Yeah. And she
you,
said she
Rosemary.
wanted it left open. She didn't want me to mute
Right.
anybody. She didn't want to wrangle it in. So
Yeah, we
Well, I
suggested
think
that we have everybody muted.
sometimes you have to override the presenter and say, look, if we're going to have something, we're going to have to do it this way.
Yeah.
7, 3, 4, 3, 0, 4.
Okay, whoever's got their jaws going.
Planning on doing some more Chile.
Tyrone.
I'll keep you posted. But
Yes.
Mute him. The thing about Zoom, when you're looking at the Zoom screen, if you're looking at the people, those who are on the phone just have a little phone symbol, and those who are on the computer, you can see their faces if they've turned on their camera. And whenever somebody is talking or noise is coming through their microphone, it highlights them in yellow. So it says, look at me, Gwendolyn's got background noise. Oh, Rosemary, Gwendolyn, Kathy, and so the little yellow pops around the screen as the microphone picks up.
Yeah, if you got background noise on me, don't be afraid to mute me. I'm good with it.
Okay.
I try to mute myself.
The hard thing though sometimes is, especially on the phone, is remembering what the key is to unmute yourself. So if Roger and I mute somebody, and then we have to, it's a constant teaching process, whether you're sighted or not sighted. It's a constant teaching process to remember how to unmute yourself. What was it again? Star 6?
Star 6 to mute, star 9 to unmute, I think.
Oh,
That's if you're on the landline, but if you're on the
Right.
cell phone, it's a different way to do it.
Right. Then you just have to press
think.
the button. Yeah.
So I was sorry, I was out talking to Shirley Kassenberger. She's on a Fire tablet. Those who can see, she's on a Fire tablet, and it's not connecting very well. But I kind of gave her the message, but told her to try again to get in on the call.
I tried to encourage her to use her laptop instead of her tablet, but she wanted to use her tablet. So, oh well.
Her computer wouldn't let her in either. So I don't know.
Well, that's weird. I don't know why it wouldn't do
I
that.
suggested that we have maybe a practice session to see if we can figure out how the best way is for her to connect. So
I wonder if she has network issues. She might have network issues because it constantly says connecting to audio.
Yep.
So she's in the Zoom call, but her audio isn't completing setup.
Yeah.
Weird.
Okay.
So
Hey, do we want to talk about anything else today besides
I was
camp?
going to mention, when I was talking with Teresa yesterday, she said her comment about going virtual was, oh gosh, and all those people aren't going to get their canes again this year. And so So a lot of people, come because they want to get their cane repaired or get a new cane, which they have them. And I know B. Furman was one of those folks that wanted to get a new cane last year. So what we suggested was that maybe we could do a cane repair clinic or, and even a refresher clinic on the road type of thing. So especially over in the Detroit area where there's a lot of folks. I don't know if you guys have like a group meeting, where you get your chapter together, like a chapter meeting, where you're actually with each other. And so we could come to one of those, and Teresa could bring her canes and and help work on canes and do some repair and whatever else. So is that something that might work?
For some people.
Yeah, well, it wouldn't help you but we could go other places too, so.
Yeah, it
It's
sounds
just,
good, Roger.
because in Muskegon area, like I said, we have no transportation even to Grand Rapids, do something like that there. So we're kind of stuck up here, so.
Well, what if we came to Muskegon? I don't know how many of you are over there, but
There's a few of us. We're not a whole bunch of us, maybe 3 or 4 of us.
so anyway, so that's she was willing to do that. In fact, she said that she would love to do something like that.
We might be able to work out something like that in connection with some of the Lions clubs. That Bee's the president of her Lions club. She might be able to get the cane people to come to her club, and we could get the people in the Jackson area to go to Bee's club to get their canes repaired and reserviced when the person comes to her club meeting. That might be one way of going.
Plus, if we do a sign up ahead of time, we would know how many are interested, and then she can also make sure to bring the right amount of stock.
Right.
Right. Planning's good planning.
Cane tips and everything else like that,
Mhm.
I think we found with our Association for the Blind, after the pandemic, when we couldn't meet any place, we're starting to get back, but it's small numbers and it's not really built up again. We've lost contact with a lot of people.
Mhm.
Well, I would like to, and I'm sorry I missed a lot of the discussion you guys just had a minute ago, but anyway, I think that's something we'd like to try to plan on to, kind of bridge the gap, if you will, on some of these services that you might miss out on by not coming to winter camp. So.
And this year, we might want to aim to do a spring camp. Something, we would do winter camp in April or something. Watch all the flowers start to pop out of the ground.
Mm-hmm.
And then we're not interfering with the June, July summer camps.
Right.
Actually, it's August.
Well,
It's actually
that'd be kind
August.
of cool if the numbers are down by then. That's something that, Roger and them would have to keep an eye on. And then again, if it's not interfering with what the school does at the camp as well. So we have to be
Everybody get your
cognizant of all
booster
that.
shots, man. We gotta get our booster shots, don't we? I
Yeah.
haven't got
those,
mine yet.
those of us who have already had the vaccine need to get their boosters. I think Moderna has theirs out now. Pfizer, I know,
Pfizer
has
do.
theirs out.
Pfizer as well.
Is that open to
Pfizer and
everybody
Moderna
now?
both do.
Yes. Virtually
All
everybody.
right.
Virtually everybody.
Virtually, huh?
Well, let's put it this way: if you want one, you can get one.
Go ahead, give me my
Right.
shot through the virtual
Yes, sir.
system here.
Right.
Find a friendly doctor and tell them you have an underlying condition, and you'll get one.
Yeah.
Even before 8 months?
No,
You
after
wanna
8
wait
months.
6 months anyway. I
6
think.
months.
After
Okay.
8 months,
They
Sherry.
said 6 months.
But overweight or elderly both qualify.
Yeah.
Right. If you're over 65, you can get one.
Yep.
Hey,
That
Jack.
goes
Even
in.
though it's not,
Hey,
even
Jack,
though
which
it's not,
which association
8
for the
No, it's got to be 6 months at least. 6.
oh, okay.
6.
Jack,
Well,
which
it would be 4
association
six.
for the blind do you work with?
Well, the main office is Grand Rapids, but we meet once a month here with, well, I've been taking Rosemary to the meeting, and I kept Ron when he's feeling well. But she also handles, Sherry has just started taking over. I'm in the third organizer of the group since I've been involved with it.
Okay.
Yeah, because
And-
first we had John and then we had Sherry. Now Cheris is doing the support groups from Muskegon. And, you know, we used to meet
good.
on a Wednesday morning. Now we're doing Thursday mornings, the third Thursday at 10:30 in the morning. And we meet at a different place. We used to meet at the United Way building here in Muskegon. And they're still closed up. So we're meeting at Tanglewood at the senior resources portion of the building.
Roger, did you catch that for Teresa?
I sure did.
All right.
So you guys in Muskegon are going to Grand Rapids?
No,
we
she
meet-
comes here.
Yeah,
Okay.
we meet in Muskegon.
Satellite group.
Does Cheris come to you then, or does she?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yep.
Because I'm pretty close to Cheris at this point. We're on the on the White Cane Committee together for the state.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
But we just, I think we're on our third or fourth month that we've got together.
Okay.
When we moved because the United Way hasn't opened up yet.
Yep.
And it's pretty good location. For me, it's just a mile down the road.
Tell me again the dates that you meet or the days that you meet.
Third Thursday of the month at 10:30 in the morning.
Okay.
Third Thursday. Okay.
At
Isn't that
Tanglewood.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
and
we will.
it's at the senior resources in Tanglewood. Because Tanglewood has more than one organization that it houses.
Okay.
Because it has families, it has, what is it they called, that place where you go, Jack, with Terry.
Right. How
Yeah,
about
life circles.
in the Detroit area? Do you guys have an ABVI like support group that you guys get together in?
We don't have a support group in that area, do we, Jack?
I don't think Associates for the Blind goes that far east.
Oh, okay.
We go to the DIO once a month now.
Oh, yeah,
everything
that's
else
right.
is closed.
That's right.
What is that, Jackie?
It's the DIO. What is it? The Henry Ford Health System.
No, it's
And,
Detroit,
no, that's where it is.
Detroit Institute of,
Ophthalmology.
right, right.
Okay.
And we
And you
meet,
can talk to the coordinator of our group. We meet on the first Wednesday every month, and you could call her. Her name is Helen Claren, and maybe she'll let them come down there because a lot of people that goes to winter camp does go there, and a lot of other blind people.
What's her name? Helen, could you spell it?
Helen Claren. I don't know how to spell it exactly.
Is it
CLARIN. Yeah, Claren.
Claren, okay.
We can
looks
find
like-
it. It's probably on their webpage. Pauline has her hand up. Pauline, do you have a
Yeah,
question?
Pauline know all the information too.
Sounds like Pauline has her hand up. You want to go ahead, Pauline?
Sure. I hope I'm unmuted. I'm trying to do this from a cell phone, which I'm not used to. Couple things. Jackie is right, and Jackie was also right that the DIO, Detroit Institute of Ophthalmology, is part of the Henry Ford Health System. We just started meeting back in person in October.
Right.
So some of us definitely understand the constraints that the Lions Clubs are under with, because in December, we cannot have a holiday party.
Thank you.
For that meet. We cannot have a holiday party. They'll let us have a regular meeting, but we can only call it a meeting. We cannot exchange gifts or do any of the other Christmas/holiday type things.
Wow.
And that is a Henry Ford directive. And to spell Miss Helen Claren's, Helen Claren's last name is spelled CLARREN, I think. And Roger, I emailed her your updates on these chats. I emailed them to her, so she will also have your phone number.
Okay. Oh, that's great. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, well, that's good to know. And if we can connect with other folks, I know some of the other people are like, especially up in the Lansing area and east, are it's a little further apart. People are a little further apart, so I don't know what's going on up there. But I think Cheris can probably give me an idea of where they are. So
Why don't you put the case on there?
Because that way you're not touching. You're on video too, Mom, by the way.
I know.
okay, so there's Shirley. Shirley got in.
Yay.
Hi, Shirley.
Finally.
And I want to say hi to Nancy Tobias. She's come on the line. So hi, Nancy.
Hi, Nancy.
Hi.
So anyway, well, that's good. Was there anything else? I know while I was kind of muted, I left the room for a minute looking for my earphones. And was there anything else that came up significantly that we want to try to follow up on? I'll listen to the recording when it's done. But
Well, we talked briefly about getting White Cane service, and it occurred to me that might be a project for individual Lions clubs to host a clinic at their local meeting time, or anytime have a cane repair clinic locally based upon Lions clubs rather than on the winter camp group.
Sure. Yeah, that's a great idea. And actually, as I'm actually the chair of the White Cane Committee for Michigan, and and that's one of the things we've been trying to look at, or what are some of the things we can do, to have some. I mean, essentially, what the White Cane and Site Preservation Committee does is they give out a scholarship every year to students who are blind or visually impaired. We actually do 3 of them. And the application, just so all of you know, the application process is right now going on. And if anybody knows a student who might be interested in a $3,000 scholarship, if they're in college, let me know, because we can connect them with the application. And these scholarships are given out at the forum, the Lions Michigan Forum, in February, at the end of February. And so the applications, the deadline is the end of December. So there's like a month and a half to go yet on this. And so we give 3 scholarships out. And if we actually gave another stipend last year to a 4th person who was pretty deserving. So that's a great opportunity for a young person that that's blind or visually impaired. But anyway, we've been looking for other ways that we can, help the blind and visually impaired as Lions. And I think this is a great idea to, at least in like our area in Lower Michigan, to try to do some clinics like this. And maybe we could get some people to help with places further north. But there's a higher concentration of people down in our area, like from east to west, Muskegon to Detroit, then probably in E1 and E2, up north. So anyway, that's a great idea, and I'll suggest that to the group.
Hey, Roger, I noticed that Phyllis has her hand up and she's muted. Phyllis, would you like to say something? You'll have.
Yeah, I just wanted to say that our Lions Club here in Fort Ewing, they go out and they buy our canes for our people in case, when they need them.
Okay.
That's good.
I think, we give them a big hand because they are very supportive of our blind community here in St. Clair County. So, but we're very lucky that they do that for us.
Was that your Port Huron Lions?
Yeah, that's Port Huron Host Lions. Yeah.
Thanks. Now we're getting on 2 o'clock here. We have anything else we want to talk about? We usually run it from.
Well, I want to, Tyrone here.
Yeah.
I want to find out, there's a lot of our blind people that I think, should be Lions. Like, I wish that I could get my friend Jackie, my friend Sherry, because they're pretty smart ladies, but we know that the cost, to be a lion is it's very expensive, So what do we do to get people to be lions that to make it affordable for them what can we do as all districts, all clubs in the state of Michigan to help, blind people that should, become members, what maybe would like to, because I would like to have Jackie and of course Sherry, of course, because they're both, they do a lot and they know a lot but
And that's a good question, and it comes up fairly regularly, and not just blind people, but anybody who is living paycheck to paycheck. So to speak.
Right.
And the answer usually comes down to clubs can ask their members to sponsor. And so in effect, the recipient of the sponsorship will have free membership or discounted membership, but that cost gets picked up by somebody else in the club or somebody in the district who values their membership and acknowledges that they have a little bit more cash, a little bit more spending money than the person they're recruiting. There isn't really there isn't a global Lions scholarship. It really comes from the clubs themselves.
Well, maybe I'll get with Sherry and I'll get with Jackie and the three of us can talk about it. And maybe I can help them somehow.
I've studied, I've been involved in this, and the Lions do not let you use club funds to pay dues. But an individual can pick up the dues. I have helped a couple of individuals myself. So I didn't bother with the club money, I didn't get no question there, but I was able to do it. So.
Well, individual clubs should be able to use administrative funds, and every club has an administrative fund.
The Lions rules say no.
Yes,
you don't use any client's fund to pay dues.
No, you can use administrative funds, just not activity funds. Funds that are donated from the public must go back to the public. But administrative funds are money donated by Lions. And so that's the fund that pays for the dues and into international. So if you have Lions who might want to make an extra contribution to the scholarship fund, you might
the Lionship Fund.
The Lionship Fund, yeah.
Just a point on that one. The club also has discretion as to there's a couple of things. One is the Lions, the Lions International dues, which works out with if you have the state and the international, and then I guess local district, it's about $67 a year.
Yeah.
And so but a club can, and so then a club might have dues as well to cover administrative cost. But a club can choose, not to charge those dues if say the $67 is something that somebody can handle. And then if that's a problem, then as Kathy has said, and Art, that maybe somebody else can help sponsor. So that's kind of, everybody's right, that it kind of comes down to clubs that would like to get membership. Now I know the Ann Arbor Host Club, they had quite a few visually impaired members, and I don't know how that's going right now, but with Lou Ann Bullington being blind, I know they had quite a few members who were blind or visually impaired. So yeah, I think it's a great idea, and it's everybody's. If people want to get involved, then yeah, that's a great thing to look at. And if you have like Wayne or Tyrone over in your area, And
Oh, yeah.
I mean, there's quite a few Lions clubs in the Detroit area.
You
And,
bet.
Yeah.
You bet.
So,
7A1.
I know a lot of
11A1.
I know a lot of the folks that come to camp are associated with a Lions Club, or they have somebody that helps them, and maybe that's the next step, is to help them become Lions if they want to. So
Yeah.
the one other thing I was going to mention, David Sterneman's not on the call with us today, but he followed up with the fellow in Ann Arbor, and Rosemary, you had told us about the guy from, I think it's Michigan, University of Michigan, and his name is leaving me now, but
Yes, that would have been James Whalen at the University of
James Whalen.
Michigan.
So he's doing this mobility study with a device that basically you kind of wear it, and it sort of talks to you about where things are in front of you. It's sort of like a image detection device, I guess. And so he followed up with him, and he's got signed up to be a volunteer, in his program, I think. So he was pretty enthused about it and wanted me to pass it along to you guys, that he looks like to him a pretty interesting thing. So we can pass the information along again. I think I sent a note out about it, but we can make it available if you want to, get involved with this study. And Rosemary, you've been doing it for a while. So
Yes, I have, and it's been fun.
could you describe, because some of the people might not have been on the call the last time, can you briefly describe what?
Right. Because I wouldn't know.
Well, basically, what you using a white cane, not a dog, when you do this, when you do this with them, and they have a headset that they put on the around like your forehead, and it has a camera. And then you also are wearing headphones that are bone conductors, so they sit in front of your ears, so you can still hear traffic and people talking and such. And it'll direct you via both voice and vibrations. So like last time, Shirley and Ron came. The three of us went and we did street crossings, and we were able to tell when to cross, and if you're going too far to the left or too far to the right, the voice would instruct you veer left, veer right until you finish crossing the street.
That's a good idea.
And then if you're in a building, it'll tell you, like if you're coming up to a hallway, it'll say left turn, and then turn when you get there, or right turn, right turn. It'll tell you those kinds of things. And they're also experimenting with a belt that you could wear around your middle that would also vibrate to indicate those kinds of, things to you. So it's, and they have all kinds of different things that they're doing. So each time we go, it's a different thing. And if you haven't done the ones prior, if there's time, they'll have you do those ones as well. And I've already done a lot of those already. And one of the ones that they were talking about is being able to identify like grocery items. And they had it recognizing a Splenda box. But when the Splenda people changed the, changed their picture on the box, it couldn't recognize it. So they're trying to, work out some things about, when people change their packaging, how do you, still recognize your products. So it's just been a very interesting, experiment that they're doing, and they're all very nice, very kind people. They're very respectful, and each time we've gone, we've really enjoyed them. They will give you a $100 gift card, like a Visa gift card for participating. So usually when I get that, I'll since Lion Jack takes me down there, I'll pay his, gas for his vehicle, and then we'll have lunch on the way back, and that's what I end up using the card for most of the time.
There you go.
Is that similar to a GPS that people use when they're driving?
No, it's different from a GPS because a GPS goes according to satellite. This is an actual camera that sees just like your eyes would see.
Oh, okay.
It sounds
Is
like
there a person behind the camera? Or is it all self-contained?
It's all self-contained.
Okay.
When you're doing the experiment, you're carrying around this battery pack. They call it a football. And
yeah.
and so the whole thing is battery run. And they program it, by a computer, for the experiment,
Wow.
obviously. And so then it's run by battery, and you just, it's just you and the device. And they walk with you. They make sure that nothing, that you're safe at all times. If the device isn't working correctly, then we just abort. And we abort that particular activity. Like the first time we did street crossings, the camera wouldn't fit right and it kept slipping and it wasn't focusing correctly. So we just aborted that time. The next time I went, then they had that worked out so that it wasn't doing that. And so we were able to complete that part of the activity at crossing the streets.
Well, I don't know how many blind people in our area. A lot of us, I mean, I still do. I can still cross streets. I think a few of us can. A few of us don't no more, but because it's so scary out here.
Well, and that's what this experiment is supposed to help correct, especially those new kind of traffic lights that you just don't know when they're changing or they or what direction they're doing or any of that kind of stuff.
Right. How much does this thing cost?
There's no price on it right now because it's not available to the public.
Okay.
It's an experimental thing.
Yeah,
right?
it's experimental right now.
It sounds to me like the self-driving car technology.
Yeah.
An adaptation of that.
Well,
in a sense, yeah.
Rosemary's been down to try them out too. At least see how they fit.
Well, somebody bought me a cane. I think it's from the UK, and I think it costed them $700. I don't know why they did this, but it's called a We Walk cane.
Oh, yes. Some people here have them. My girlfriend's daughter has one of those, and it's got a camera on it. It's got GPS on it.
Right.
I forget what else it has, but it's, when she bought it, I think she bought it for $600. And one of our mitten members who is in, I think, Nebraska, his name is Jason Ian. He bought one as well.
Yep. Well, somebody bought me one for Christmas last year, and I didn't know it, but they bought it, and so I'm learning how to use it right now.
Yeah, it is a learning curve to it, but so far the people who I know who have used them have liked them because it's able to, because it has the camera that can see for you, and then also with the combination of the GPS. So
right,
they're real different.
Yeah. But
and they even have an alarm on them. I don't know what else they got. They're these real electronically fancy dance things.
But I like the other way, the one you guys, Rosemary, that you were talking about. I like that one because, like you said, you go to the left, it tells you if you're too far out in the road, you go to the right.
Yeah.
I like that. Yeah.
Yeah, it'll tell you veer left, veer right, because you're going off course,
Okay. Yep. Wow.
I told the group when Rosemary handed the football, I said, I remember when my cell phone was about the size of a football.
Right.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
I've got one of those in my basement.
In Salt Lake City.
It was very, very interesting, and the one that I liked the best, I thought, was the belt one because you could feel the vibrations a lot better, on your stomach and on your back. But it was in conjunction with the camera talking to you, though. I thought that was one of the better ones, which is kind of interesting because, right now GPS, indoor GPS is not really well developed. So if you happen to go into a building that doesn't have it, then, and a lot of them are more in the larger cities, but if you live in a smaller town or a smaller city and you want to go to the courthouse or something, this way you can know where the corridors are. You go to a new bit, like say your doctor changes buildings and you go to the new building for the first time, at least it gives you some way to figure out where you are and how to get to where you need to go, you know.
Wow. Margaret, you had you started to say something.
In Salt Lake City, my son and I were going to the library, and he parked the car. And when I stepped out, I heard a bird chirping, and I said, "What is that bird?" And my son said, "Oh, Mom," he said, "when you get to the corner, if you listen, that bird tells you you can cross the street."
Yep, they have
It's
audible
clear for you to cross
signals.
the street. And if you listen, the other side of the street has a different bird.
Yep, yep, yeah. And I used to live in Salt Lake, and so yeah, that they do that. It's interesting.
Yeah.
Ann Arbor had something like that for a while, but then they changed out a bunch of their streetlights and things, and it went away.
Yeah, well, that's not good.
No,
that's not good at all.
Luann Bullington, if you know her, she was instrumental in getting that put in.
Yeah, I know.
Yep.
I talked to Luann, you know,
I
all
know
the
her
time.
well, yeah.
Yeah.
She was very upset about them taking it out. So,
Right.
she's-
Roger, before we go, I'd like to have a final, I'd like to share a song that for a final closing for when we go.
Okay, Art. Sounds good.
Well, we probably are pretty well at the point of wrapping up, I think.
Right.
If somebody else has something that they really need to share, which is fine. But if not, Art, why don't you go ahead and we'll.
Yep.
Let's
Go ahead.
go ahead and wrap
Yeah,
up.
this is a song again from the Methodist hymnal that for our closing. Blessed be the tie that binds our hearts in Christian love. The fellowship of kindred minds is like to that above. Before our Father's throne, we pour our ardent prayers. Our fears, our hopes, our aims are one, our comforts and our cares. We share each other's woes, our mutual burdens bear, and often for each other flows the sympathizing tear. When we asunder part, it gives us inward pain, but we shall still be joined in heart and hope to meet again.
Wow, that's great.
Thank you, Art.
Very
Thank you,
nice.
Art. Yeah, very good. Yeah.
Wait,
Listen, you guys, I want everyone to have a good Thanksgiving and a
Happy
good Christmas.
Thanksgiving to everyone there.
Yeah,
Yes.
happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving. And Marion, happy birthday for tomorrow.
Yes.
Yeah,
Thank
Mary.
you.
We have to
Happy
sing.
birthday, didn't we?
Happy birthday
Yeah.
to
To
you.
you.
Happy birthday
to you.
Happy birthday, dear
Dear
Mary.
Marion, happy birthday to you.
Thank you so much, guys.
Now y'all go eat all that turkey up.
Pardon me?
Blessings all.
Everybody go eat all that turkey up so we can be rolling around next year.
Yep.
No turkey.
Okay.
Yeah,
If I'm gonna do a turkey, I'd rather do a turkey
Everybody.
breast. But you all take care of yourself. We're through now?
Yeah,
Yeah.
have a great time until we meet again.
Okay.
That's right. This is what,
Bye.
January?
When do you want to
Oh.
meet again?
Well,
Is
we
it
can meet,
January?
no, we can meet in December if people want. It's up to people. Otherwise, January is good.
I think
Any
maybe-
month is good for me.
Maybe we should
I
go
thought
to,
we said every 2 months.
yeah, let's go to January and
Okay,
Yeah,
sounds good.
January.
we'll say
All right,
the-
gang.
Right, everybody have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year then.
Same to you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye,
Thanks,
everybody.
Dr. Kathy.
What? Thought I heard my name.
Somebody said goodbye.
All right, bye.
Margaret said bye.
Bye, Nancy.
Roger, I made you host so you can close it out.
Okay.
I will send a note to B about the possibility of hosting a clinic for white canes.
Yep.
And also the other to Marianne Johnson, Marianne Anderson, Marianne. Okay, at the two clubs that meet at Cascades here in Jackson that might be a benefit from a white cane.
Yeah,
clinic.
Marianne, yeah.
Robinson. Right. So
I'm still on. That's
Who's that? Pauline, thanks very much for the information on your DIO group. Kathy, what do you think about next time? Should we set it for like the third weekend in January, like we have been doing.
Yeah,
We'll send a note, we can send a note out about that.
let's
But
see. My calendar says that would be January, November, December, January 15th. That sounds reasonable.
yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah.
We'll have, and in the meantime, just while we're sitting here talking,
Want me to stop recording?
okay.
Hang on. Stop recording. Ah.